Yo, 2026 and the link is feeling cold. Last year is done, new story getting told. Jalen under fire, say his vision's getting tight. They say he's uncoachable, can't get right. AJ in New England, now that deal is done. Lemons got the green light, pick that number one. Benny in the coordinator, put your fears to rest. Patello playing checkers, why this dude is playing chess. AJ finally traded and the hype train's broke. Rabel's back to coaching and Ruzini's catching smoke. 10 toes down with the Eagles on the scene. Ain't no time for fakers cause your boy is bleeding green. Sources leaking stories but you know it's all cap. Coach Marcus on the mic and he's shooting all facts. Search trending topics, information moving slow. Pro fan talk, always keep you in the know. Pro fan talk. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Pro fan talk. With the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all. Pro fan talk. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Pro fan talk.
Good evening. Hope you guys enjoyed that game. What's going on? Chris 3K said I'm out already. Relax. Not a good look, but that was the first game. Nobody started. I mean, I wish we could have moved the ball a little bit better. But well, first of all, let me preface this by saying I didn't really get a chance to watch the game. I had a function to go to tonight. They had it on at the bar. So I'm watching it, but I can't hear it. So I see a lot of stuff that was going on. So I was putting in a bunch of posts on Twitter so I could follow my thought process based on what I thought. First thing I really noticed was I saw that Darius Cooper dropped the pass. Then he came back and caught a pass. And that's neither here nor there. It's all a wash. I noticed a couple of pass patterns that were incomplete. And this is at the end with, I think this was with Cole Payton. And I can't even remember who the receiver was, but it was like, he did a comeback, but it was almost as if he turned the wrong way. He either turned the wrong way, like curled it up, and I think he curled to the outside, and the ball came to the inside. And when he tried to go back and get it, he couldn't get there in time. It was a catchable ball, and then the first thing I thought of was, okay, was that on the receiver or was that on the quarterback? And just kind of, and this is just me kind of spitballing, based on the look on the receiver's face, it was his fault. So you got stuff like that happens all the time. You got a bunch of people in it that don't know what to do. That's what I mean when I say if you got to think on the field, you're already a step too slow. The defense, it is what it is. I saw some good things. I saw some good things from Trot. I saw some good things from Smile Mondon. I saw some good pursuit by Hyde Campbell. But I also saw some bad stuff. But this is where you work on that type of stuff. So I'm not jumping off the bandwagon or jumping off the bridge. None of that stuff. Because I know how this stuff works. I know how the offense, especially the offense, in preseason, offense is basically vanilla, very generic, because nobody wants to show anything. Nobody wants to give a team tape in preseason. You know what I mean? So you're not going to see a lot of wrinkles. What I did see that I liked, and I remember that was one of the first comments that I made was I said I like the play action. I said I already like how the play action is working. Don't worry about these generic plays. Think about the second and third options that we haven't even seen yet. And that's what I like about what I've seen from under center, play action, moving the linebackers, moving the safeties, and really clearing out certain areas depending on what you want to do. Um, Most of the stuff they were, play action, and then the tight end or the H kind of meanders out into the flats, gets out of there, quick out, something like that, depending on where they are on the field. Um, and it worked. Even the generic stuff works. The play action works. I think Darius Cooper caught a slant. Same thing. The play action freezes the linebackers for a half a second. That gives you that little bit of space that you need to get the pass in, and it makes for an easy catch. So when you see stuff like that, I know that that's just the basic vanilla flavor pass that we just throw. We haven't seen any wrinkles. We haven't seen any motions. We haven't seen any shifts. No different sets. None of that stuff. Again, because they don't want to get nothing away in preseason. It doesn't make sense. So the good and the bad, you take it with a grain of salt. How many times have we seen somebody? I use a quarterback as an example. How many times have you seen a quarterback in preseason light it up, and then maybe they get an opportunity in the regular season, and it's like they stink? How many times have we seen that? We've seen a running back rip, open up a can in preseason, and then when they give them the ball in the regular season, it don't work that way. So it's got to go both ways. Is my point. It's got to go both ways. If you see something good, it doesn't mean it's going to be that way in the season. If you see something bad, it doesn't mean it's going to be that way in the season. And that's how you got to look at it. Period. You trying to get your young players up to speed. So the one thing I took away from this game, even regardless of what the score was, we got a good linebacking core. We got a good linebacking core. So, um, of course, we got reintroduced to the Keely Ringo experience. We got that again. So it is what it is. I don't expect him to be in many games. He'll only be on special teams because it was more of the same. So we're not going to really see anything until joint practices and maybe in the last preseason game of the year. Because you got people trying to get spots, and you got guys that haven't really had any snaps, and you really got to see them in real life situations. So you got to get them in there. So maybe we'll see the number one offense in Jalen Hurts in week 3. Maybe. Depends on how they want to do it. Because it's all different, and every team is different on how they want to deal with camp and how they want to deal with their starters playing. So maybe we'll see Jalen week 3 or week 4. Usually the starters play week 3. And then week 4 is basically just a beer brawl with all of the rookies trying to make a squad. All the guys that don't have tape get in there to get tape, all of that type of stuff. So possibly it would be the same way now. But I don't know. I don't know how Sirianni is going to work with that. I think the offense needs some fine tuning to be sure, but I'm not worried about that. That's why we have camp. So that'll come along in time. I don't expect them to be world beaters right off the bat. Not throwing the ball, because what we're going to have to do is, at least this is just my opinion, we're going to have to throw the ball short across the middle and let our playmakers make plays. That's what we're going to have to do. Every now and then we're going to take a deep shot. like Jalen likes to do, him and Devontae. But Devontae is going to get the lion's share of the attention, so that is going to be harder. So the onus is going to be on Dontavian Wicks and Darius Cooper or Mekhi Lemon, whoever's in that slot. I know they're going to move some people around and stuff like that. So um, it's too hard to tell. So pump your brakes on they suck. I told you they sucked and all that. Like pump your brakes on that because we haven't seen anything. We haven't really seen anything. So, um, and that's the way it works. It's just different now because everybody on social media is like ready to jump off a bridge, and it's like, nah, just relax, just relax. Because if somebody has a good game or if somebody scores a touchdown or has a good play, you're gonna forget about this week. This is the first preseason game with a new offensive coordinator and new offensive line coach. Uh, this game should be forgettable. This is where you're supposed to make the mistakes. So um, just relax. Just relax. I'm not gonna be with y'all too long tonight. I just wanted to get on here and just talk about it. My plan is to get up early tomorrow and kind of go through the game, go through the highlights of the game, of the whole game. You know how they play that stream where they just cut out all of the dead time in the commercials. I plan to watch that to get a better sense of how everybody did. But what I want to go through is go through some of my comments. And I said, well, Darius Cooper back to reality. That's when he dropped that ball. And that was a perfectly thrown ball. It was right on the outside shoulder. He missed it, period. He missed it. It bounced right through his fingers. There was no reason he should have dropped that ball. So um, it is what it is. That's something that you got. That's a mental thing. He was in the right spot. He was open. The ball was on time um, and on target. And he just missed the pass. And that's one of them situations where you saw him, you look there in that pose, looking at his hands like, what did you do? You gotta squeeze the ball in. Um, and that's it. And just like that, the Keely Ringo experience returns. Uh, that's funny. And what else we got? Then Darius Cooper catches the slant across the middle. I was like, do we feel better? Um, I made some comments about Uar Bernard. So looking at him in the game, like he got a lot to learn. And at one particular time, I think he was just lost in thought on the sideline, and he looked like he was utterly, uh, like he looked like he didn't know what the hell was going on. Everything was flying by him too quick, and he couldn't figure it out. And I caught a couple glimpses of him in game, and it was like, yeah, he has no clue what's happening. And even when over there on the sideline when coach was talking to him, man, that stuff looked like that was going in one ear and out the other. So you really have to look at how much he's actually comprehending and what he's learning in camp. Because he is 10 steps behind anybody that has ever gone to an NFL football camp. Because most people that go to the camp have played the game for a reasonable amount of time and or they know the game. He is a negative in both categories. He did not play growing up and he doesn't know the game. He don't know what he don't know. And I know they're trying to help him along and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know how long his leash is. I don't know how long. I know he's got that crazy contract from overseas or whatever to generate interest in other countries. And I know he's kind of like on that squad or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know. They already know he's a project, but I don't know how long he's signed for. Is it a 3-year contract? I don't. How long are they going to give him? How long are they going to give him? Because I like to see stuff like that, but at the other hand, there's also somebody out there in college or wherever that's working their ass off and that's not getting the opportunity that he got. So we'll see what they do with it. Sirianni ain't got to go. Stop it. So yeah, the offense was cheeks tonight. But guess what? It can only get better. But yeah, it'll even itself out, man, when we get some of the big boys on the offensive line and get the timing right, the motions, the shifts. Got to get that stuff right. Got to get that stuff right. So no need to worry. No need to worry. Everybody that won a preseason game that's blowing somebody out in preseason, I usually worry about that because that is not going to transfer over to the regular season. It just probably just not. So, so I'm gonna watch the NFL.com replay tomorrow morning. And I'm gonna have some more content for you guys tomorrow morning because I wanna really watch the game and I'm looking for different things. I want to see how we looked in the play action. I want to see how we got off the line of scrimmage. I want to see Willie Lampkin. I want to see what he looked like, um, and some other guys. And I told you, just got to pump your brakes. It wasn't pretty. I acknowledge that it was not pretty. Whoa, it wasn't pretty. But just hold tight for a minute. Pump your brakes for a minute, and you're gonna see some other folks um, kind of chime in, like, and they don't know no better either. Just you gotta wait it out. You gotta wait it out. They're gonna get it when they get it. Everything's gonna click for them when everything clicks for them. Not a minute too slow, not a minute too soon. So, um, but yeah, man, I'm gonna land this plane, and I will have some more content for you tomorrow morning. Um, Gonna check out some of the replays of the game so I can actually watch the game and see what's going on. I really want to see what the offensive line looked like. Um, I didn't really hear too many problems. I know we got a couple holding penalties early, I think, but for the most part, what I saw was a decent enough game. But I got to watch the film to get a better sense of what happened, to get a context of what happened, and yeah, just got to wait it out, man. Relax. Relax. It is all good in the hood. We got a long way. Long way. Too many flags? Yeah, it happens. It's preseason. This is where you're supposed to make the mistakes, folks, in preseason. So we'll be all right, man. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. Do me a favor. Tell your people you love them while they're here. And I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Peace. And go birds.